Okay, welcome to the Billionaire versus Millionaire Capital Power Network. This is, in essence, a breakdown based on my best-selling book, Billionaire versus Millionaire Thinking, where we sort of created a group and so that we can increase our net worth and see the difference between the billionaire thinking, the millionaire thinking, and also the $100,000 thinking. We talk about scaling. We're going to talk about M&A. Hey, you want to use my money to go find me some deals and I'll put them up together and we'll roll them up together, and just general business stuff. I think we have an AI group like this on Tuesdays, which you can go to my YouTube account called 3699 AI. And if you want to become part of this club, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, the networking, the extra videos that are available, and some of the surprises that we have. So if you want to be part of this, go to thenetworth.com, thenetworth.com, and you can be part of it. We're sort of basing it based on the book that I wrote, those global best-selling, and we have some billionaire surprises coming very shortly for all of you. My goal is to get as many billionaires to come here. Unfortunately, they don't want to come on a live YouTube show, so that's just us there. They're going to come in private settings as well. So make sure you come. On to the left of the screen is my CEO, Francie. She runs all of our companies, especially a new endeavor that, in a way, not only are we building one of the largest AI agencies in the world, but we're actually doing the first time in the history, I think, of mankind in business, how to start a company and a roll up from day one. And that has never been done. Thoughts about that, Francie, when you take a look at it? It's kind of creative because, just so people understand, normally you do well and then you want to acquire companies so that you could increase your profits, EBITDA, so you can exit. And you're talking to someone who's making $1 million, $500,000 a year, $2 million, and it takes a long time. Everybody's in love. And I'm like, so much aggravation. What if we start from day one as well? So not only are we building the company from day one, right? We have to do an M&A roll-up with day one, which is insane. But as the billionaire said, that's billionaire thinking. Whether it gets us to $1 billion or not, that's billionaire thinking. $100,000 thinking would be like, let me see, someday, one day, next time, I don't know. And a millionaire would be, let's do it, but it's going to be more complicated than it is. So we have flashes of billionaire thinking, but we've also flash of millionaire thinking building this as well, but no $100,000 thinking. Thoughts?
So this is what I would say. A lot of people start a business, they never start or build their business with the end in mind, right? That's just the reality. Most people are like, this is a great idea. I want to do this business. And what they end up doing is creating a business that is a job for themselves because they're not actually thinking about, am I building a business that is scalable, that is exitable, who would want to buy this, all of those things. Now, some people will tell you, don't build a business thinking you're going to sell it. You just have to build a great business. But either way, most people never think about the end, right? What am I going to do with this when I don't want to be in this business anymore? Whether your plan is to have it for 50 years or 5 years, nobody thinks about how is this going to be a sellable, exitable business? Am I building this business where I am the face of it? So essentially, I can't exit this business because if I'm not here being the face of it, then I'm a little bit stuck. The second piece is, as you were saying, JT, most people build businesses, right? And then they go out and acquire other businesses. What we're doing a little bit differently this time is why we're building our business. We're essentially also at the same time baking in the other businesses straight to the primary business where there's other owners and partners operating these other businesses, but we're helping build them at the same time we're building ours. So we're essentially building our business and all the other businesses that we want to roll up into one business to have an exit. And I don't know that that's ever been done before.
No, it hasn't. I looked it up.
No, even in the franchise space, you start with one business, maybe you open 3 or 4, 10 corporate owned, then you slowly start franchising out other locations. Most businesses don't start with, 100 businesses they're building from day one. Now, also knowing we're not going to have 100 businesses, there's going to be some that don't make it, right? That's just the law of numbers. You're not going to have 100% of 100%. So if you have 100 different businesses, we're all trying to build out once to all go into the roll up to then all exit, there is going to be some attrition. There is going to be some fall off, and not every single one of them is going to make it, but you're at least going to have 50 that you're going to be able to roll up and exit with.
Well, by the way, I'm here in West Palm Beach wearing my sort of Tommy Hilfiger because I'm meeting Tommy Hilfiger. I'm doing an event downstairs here with my friend Tommy Hill.
I have on Tommy socks.
So do I. Tommy, I'm supposed to get the shoes, and I was told I had a set of clothes they wanted me to wear, but of course it wasn't in the lobby of the hotel this morning and didn't get an update on it. But apparently Thomas is it.
I bet it's brown.
I'm sure it is brown. By the way, so before we bring in some guests here I'm going to leave you guys in 15 minutes because I have to go downstairs. And by the way, where is everybody else from the chat? And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this and let other know. Some fun facts about Tommy Hilfiger before we bring our M&A partner, Zenith and AI. Tommy Hilfiger started with only $150, his fashion empire, and then started a small chain and went bankrupt at the age of 23. And he almost didn't start again. So imagine Tommy Hilfiger had just like quit and not done it again. And he just said, if it wasn't for failure, which is the theme of my first book, Billionaire, Business is War, you learn more from failures than you do success, that he wouldn't have been who we are. So that's a fun fact. Here's another fun fact. The brand had a massive breakout when Snoop Dogg and Usher started wearing oversized Tommy Hilfiger clothing. And so he started embracing it. He started sponsoring the rappers, sort of turning to the preppy clothes that we're wearing today into a streetwear goal. And that was the turning. Thoughts about that? Snoop Dogg.
I mean, all I'm going to say is this: branding is branding is branding. And I know that this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with M&A, but it's a huge life lesson for any business person out there. Now, whether Tommy, his team, were they fans of Snoop Dogg? Did they like Snoop Dogg? Who knows? But they may or may not, right? It may have been, they may have not disliked him, but they might not have been like, this is our favorite rapper ever. Here's the reality. When anyone that has a following, that has people that look up to them, that can be influenced by them, promotes any brand, that brand is then going to be supported by that group of individuals, fans, right? So like, that is branding. And it was essentially free branding, right? Because they just started wearing the clothes.
It was kind of like celebrity branding before celebrity branding was a thing.
Yeah, right. Because here's the thing, whether they are like, we love Snoop Dogg or not, Snoop Dogg's wearing something, all the people that love Snoop Dogg are going to be like, I need that thing. And I think at that point in time and place, I actually was just watching something about this the other day, which is so true. This was before social media. This is before the internet. This is where you used to, at that point in time, you would see that picture on a magazine or on, MTV. And then people would all be like, oh my God, what is that brand? I have to go out and find it. And you couldn't just go to Amazon and it was on your doorstep the next day, right? So people were intentionally buying things. It wasn't just the next fad, the next fad, the next fad. So that was like lived at a point in time where that really was something, because everyone would then want to go shop that brand because they weren't over inundated with 8 million different influencers trying to influence them with different things. That like that same thing wouldn't happen the same way right now today.
Well, absolutely not. And how Tommy, that infamous billboard that got him attention, he kept putting billboards and they're like, who is Tommy Hilfiger? And there's me interviewing Tommy Hilfiger. And I will be seeing him. I was wearing the white edition. I love this. Oh, look how good I look with Tommy, which by the way, he looks pretty good for 74. Just finished a new book that I'll be talking to him about. Fun fact about Tommy as well. And we're going to bring our M&A partner, Zenith. And by the way, anybody who wants to learn how to be an M&A deal maker like us, or you want my money, go find the companies that I want. I'll make you a partner in the company. I'll buy everything and we'll exit together. One of the men that is responsible for that is our partner, Dennis. And let's bring Dennis to the show. who's also famously wearing an M7A hat, who's also downstairs, so he can meet Tommy Hilfiger. Dennis, this is for you and Rancy. So Tommy Hilfiger is a billionaire, but in 2006, he sold the company for $1.6 billion. 4 years later, they flipped it for $3 billion. Did Tommy, I'm going to ask him himself, like that. I just saw that. I'm like, whoa. And they flipped it for $3 billion. And now I'm told that it's worth about 13 to 15 billion. What happened that in 4 years went from 1.6 to 3 billion? You think it was sold undervalued, or things were done to really increase the EBITDA and profits to resell it for that much 4 years later?
I think there's definitely some elements potentially maybe of M&A. This is why it's great to do rollover equity. You don't have to leave the company. You don't have to exit. That might be a good opportunity for somebody to get a second bite of the apple. But optimize the systems, bring people in to do more marketing, bring more money in, and do M&A. It's the same recipe in $2 million company to $20 million company. It's the same process.
So interestingly enough, the show is about billionaire versus millionaire thinking versus 100,000. Someone with $100,000 thinking would be like, let me start a business from scratch and grow it organically because I'm going to save money. A millionaire might say, hey, let me buy a company that's already established, making money with a customer base that's going to be a lot easier. Yes, I'm going to pay a premium, but I've got a head start as well. The billionaire thinking, which by the way, millionaires and 100,000 could do that, say, well, how can I take this company, roll them up with other companies, but I need to have an end buyer in mind. What we're seeing is, especially in the world of online BS gurus, you see people are like, buy laundromats, buy yourself a job for passive income. Francie, do you think there is such a thing as buying a business for passive income? In your opinion, is that $100,000 thinking? I think those are those who are not millionaires, who saw a YouTube video about buying businesses for passive income, which is in a sense buying themselves a job, and they think it's passive income. What are your thoughts?
I've yet to come across a successful business that is truly passive. That I've yet to see it. So not going to say it doesn't exist, but I've yet to see a business that is truly, 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 truly passive, right? Now you can invest in things, right? And hope that they go in the right direction. And that is somewhat passive. And you also don't really have any control either. But when it comes to actual business, never say never, but I'm yet.
But it's also seminar people like, oh, I'm going to buy a business that cleans bin. It's really a job. We speak a little bit at a higher level that anyone can do it. But I'll do it with you guys. Like, take more money.
Any business at some point, there's going to be challenges. People are going to quit. People are going to leave. Somebody's going to get hurt, right? There's going to be something that the marketing stops working, where if you want your money to work for you, you're going to have to get involved, and you're going to have to sort some of those things out, right? If you're passive, you have an operator. What happens? You find out that operator stealing money, which how many times does that happen in a bit? There's just so many things that can happen.
And the biggest issue is that they're all soliciting the companies that make 100,000 a year, 150. There's not enough money to afford any mistakes or hire anybody else to operate it. I mean, if you're making $4 million of EBITDA, you can afford a manager or operator. Potentially, you could be on the sideline, and I don't think you can be passive either way.
But it's just like buying a property. They say no money down. So yeah, you bought for $1, but then you have to put $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 to fix it up, and it's worth less than what it's fixed up. Or you buy something no money down, and it happened to me one time in commercial, and then we did the roof start leaking, and because it was a commercial flat roof, that cost me about $92,000. Then the boiler went out. That's $25,000. And if you don't have the money, you're screwed, because whoever is going to buy it from you, they're going to require a credit. You have to pay real estate agents fees. You could tell by people whether they do business or not. Switch to another topic. We were doing a deal. So one of our model, the M7A, which I invented, is this idea where we partner with people, let them keep 100% of their valuation. I will take my money, buy the competitors, put it under them, and put them keep 100%. And when we exit, their profit comes up off the top, and we split 50-50 the rest. The greatest deal of all time, because we see companies, they run out of cash. And if they're doing themselves with loans, especially in the United States, SBA, or overseas, we're seeing in Australia, the banks are like, too much debt. And now you're like, if you have one slow month, the debt service kills you. We're seeing this. We see this every single time. Now, so we cut this deal with this accounting firm and nice guys, and we're ready to do the deal. We have like companies really that we know that are going to go underneath them as well. And something happened on a deal. And what happened, and I'll let Dennis play by play, and then Francie will go in with what we discussed yesterday. He's like, well, I want to do this with you guys, but my 2 million in profits at EBITDA, which by the way has a lot of debt. Okay. So it has a lot of debt attached to it. We're going to carve that out, but we'll do 50-50 on the other. So it's kind of like I have a pizza, and in my opinion, gluten-free, no cheese. The best part of the pizza is the crust. So you're telling me that you want to cut the crust out, keep the crust for yourself, and say, but you know what? We can do something with the rest of the pizza. Dennis, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it just makes no sense. I mean, our process is simple. We have enormous amount of influx, and we can do a lot of different roll-ups. Never have to be thinking about funding. He's at the point where he's maxed out. You can't roll a company just by buying
that partner that he did a partnership with, where they said they would do the funding and did not, and now they own a small piece of it.
Yeah, you have to give away equity.
And you know what? And just so you understand, and what Francis is going to get to this, I'm going to go over some statistics. And by the way, everyone, please go to Amazon, pick up Billionaire versus Millionaire Thinking. Not only am I going to give you all the recordings over 8 hours that I did with billionaires, not only are we, that's Tommy Hilfiger, Ninja. And so not only that, but we're going to make you part of the Billionaire versus Millionaire Capital Power Club. So you can be part of this outside club we have, and networking and increasing net worth with some of the best people in the world. And the irony in all of this, can you get rid of the book? It's like distracting me, Ninja. The irony in all of this is that the mentality that people have, like, so there's 64 millionaires on this planet. There's 8 billion people, only 64 millionaires out of 8 billion. There are 10,000 nine-figure entrepreneurs in the world. Okay. In the world. Okay. I happen to be one of them. There are 2,800 billionaires in the world. Okay. Now let me give you the stats. On Instagram, there's 2 million billionaires. Mm-hmm. On Instagram, there are 20 million nine-figure entrepreneurs. And on Instagram, everyone is a millionaire. So the point is, I remember at dinners, like, we're going to do 9-figure. Everybody thinks that making 8 and 9-figure is easy. It is so hard. Not only that, because a lot of them don't have proper tax planning by the time they pay taxes. And everyone thinks they could do it themselves. And the odds of you becoming a 9-figure entrepreneur is 0.00 to the world, 0.0000127. But somehow, without the money, without the skills to get there, and the experience of realizing that business is war. What are your thoughts, Francie, based on those statistics? And why do people think like that? Why are you trying to do a deal and people are like, well, I want to keep the crust for myself, but we can do this here. So you put up the whole infrastructure and we'll just do it without the crust. And in the chat, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of this behavior?
Well, I don't think the crust is the best part of the pizza,
It
but
is.
potato
crust for the pizza. Is that us? Crust or the rest?
Potato there on the pizza crust.
By the way, remember in Italy, the gluten-free pizza, the best pizza of all time? That was the best crust of all time.
Yeah.
The crust was very, very good, but I like the middle part better. Anyway.
Well, you could go partner with him.
Yeah, he'll take the crust. I'll take the middle.
I'll take the crust. I'm making a trade.
It's all about finding the right partner so you can each get your favorite part of the pizza. Anyway, I think that there's a lot of people in that want to keep the best part for themselves because it's it's a security thing, and it's a non-trust thing, and it's a for whatever reason, there's I want to make sure that I have XYZ, and maybe there's probably a lack of trust to some degree, right? Like, to trust that I'm not going to get screwed. I'm going to get, what this is going to work how I want it to work. And it is like, it's also a giving up control thing. And I think here's the thing with most business owners and entrepreneurs that I've ever met. If you're a business owner and an entrepreneur, to some degree, you're a little bit crazy. To some degree, you have a little bit of an ego, right? And to some degree, you have a really hard time giving up control. Now, if you didn't have those things, right? Because you have to be someone that knows you're going to make it, that knows something's going to work, that knows you're good at something. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be in business because you're not going to have the drive to be able to do it. But it's really hard for someone that likes to be in control of things to then give up some of that.
But Dennis, we gave him 100% of it. We said, whatever your pizza you build, you get 100% of it. So we already agreed to 100% of his pizza. So it's not like we said, "Hey, give us two slices of your
that's
pizza."
a trust thing. I think that's.
And I rather have this now,
of course,
and know it now than go through tons of due diligence. And I rather do this now and figure this out.
An idea that I got out of this, because it's like when I do Zooms. And by the way, every single one, you guys should go to my YouTube. What do you think? I've been documenting my day trying to grow a $2 billion AI company and towards the exit called Millions to Billions every single day. So I've done this 5 days. I've only had one good day. So it's been 4 bad days, 4 bad days out of 5. And then the one that I'm launching today is also bad. So that's 6 days. I've only had one good day. And it was the first day I did recording because I recorded before the day started. So the previous day. So ever since I had recording, something has happened. By the way, you guys are going to see people got fired. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting for you guys to go in there. Just go to YouTube every single day. They're on average 6 to 10 minutes. And you're also going to learn a lot about business as well. But I think, Francie, the model is this, right? Is that future going, we take a look at deals and see if it is. But it would be like you buy a very good business at a very good valuation that's got potential to expand. Like that has all the systems, everything to go, and perhaps they've never franchised or they have good potential. And we take that concept and then we have, we create partnerships, and instead of franchise it, we have it all over the world because they have all the systems in place and it's a plug and play. Yeah, we're going to end up paying a premium for it, but we're starting with something already done, as opposed to building our AI empire, the largest AI agencies on top of all the other AI companies we have and tools on top of that. We have to make it as we go because it's never been done. No one's ever built a global AI agency. Nobody has incorporated tool. Nobody has had to face with changing things. So maybe the play is you start with people from day one, give them all the systems and then maybe you can buy a local competitor and just kind of switch the name. But I think, especially this week, when I deal with sort of 8-figure, 9-figure and billionaires, it's fast, it's easy, no problem. When I deal with 6-figure people or less, in fact, here's the fact: the less money you have, the more argumentative you are, the more know-it-all you are. And they always say the same thing. I believe this is a $1 billion idea. I already know you're broke because billionaires don't speak like that. Because the odds of becoming a billionaire and a $1 billion idea is so low. Right? There's only 3,000 companies in the United States that do over $1 billion in revenue. 3,000. That's not that much. Or when people say this, I have something that nobody else has. Another red flag. Another red flag. Because if you're the first, that's not good either as well in a world where anything can be come up with that. Thoughts, Francie, about this? And make sure you guys subscribe. Sign up for free to be part of our network, to network with billionaires and 9 figures and 8 figures and everyone, and learn from these people as well. Build that community. Thoughts about what I just went?
So, I mean, listen, anything, and it's people. And people always cause problems, right? Like, so you want to work with more people, there's going to be more problems. There's going to be a shift in mindset. Like, it is the name of the game. And I think in the world of M&A, everything you look at on paper, it's very easy and it makes sense. right? I actually had a conversation pretty recently with somebody that has the leads, right? Has the people that want, like, of the businesses they can buy, would make for a great platform, wants to kind of do the roll up thing, but then started to basically say, one, I don't want to be going through numbers and financials. Two, I don't know how to culturally integrate all these companies. And so on paper, this sounds like a really great idea. I take my business, I buy these businesses, I plug them together, I put them here, they roll up, we exit for this. But if I'm going to do that, I can't do my business anymore. And I just want to do my business, and I'm good at my business, right? I'm not good at analyzing financials. I'm not good at how do I integrate culture, right? Because all these different companies are going to have different culture, different methodology, different ways of doing things. And this is going to become my job. And I don't want that job.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Let's bring on our partner here. We have 4 more minutes before I have to go downstairs to be with Tommy Hilfiger. And I'm dressing the part today as well. Please do me a favor, you guys. If you can comment, subscribe there as well. Oh, Larry, you're way too loud, bro. Remove Larry. He is way too loud. This is what happens, Larry. Way too loud. That's Larry.
Too loud, huh?
Remove Larry. Remove Larry. It's too loud. It's too loud. Remove him, Ninja. Remove him. It's too loud. I'm sorry. If you're going to bring your A game and come on the big show.
Yeah.
So, by the way, so something happened yesterday, and you guys are going to watch on Millions to Billions on YouTube. But Francie said something to me that set me off. And she said something, what did you expect? Whatever we tolerate, we enable. Or whatever we enable, we tolerate. Whatever we tolerate, we enable. So we've enabled a behavior. And I think in terms of business partners and stern of suppliers, the amount of things that we sometimes do because it's either inconvenient for us to change or we're afraid of losing the relationship when people take advantage of. History has a tendency to repeat itself. And you can either accept it, that's the way it is, and deal with the margin of failure or do something about it. And when we are just going literally not only doing M&A, but literally building this global AI company where every single hours of my day is taken out. I know in a week and a half, I'm doing AI in London, Switzerland, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Singapore in 5 days. Like 5 days. Like that's, for people, it's a bucket list. That's 5 days every day. Tuesday, Switzerland, Wednesday, London, Thursday, Abu Dhabi, Friday, Dubai, Saturday, Singapore. That's an insane. That's like, and then I got to fly all the way back home, which is going to take from there 30-hour flight, and I land and I watch the Super Bowl. But the point that I'm going to say to everybody is this: it's where you learn is where you earn. And if you're a little koi fish, and like this, and we put you in, it's a Japanese fish, and I put you into a bowl, you're going to always be small. If you take that same fish and put it into a lake, you will grow much bigger proportionally to the environment you're in. That is why we created the Billionaire versus Millionaire Capital Power Club, so that we can get together, learn. You guys be exposed to billionaires and 8- and 9-figure people to learn. It is free. All you gotta do is just pick up my book because the principles are based on the book. There's a lot of billionaires that now want to be in the next book, but there will be no next book because Francie has forbidden me. But in the chat, there's the link of that. So make sure you get on Amazon to be part of this. And if you want to do deals with my money, or you want to learn how to be M&A deal maker, we'll show you. We also have an AI show every Tuesday at 5:30 Eastern time, and you guys can take a look at it. So this is what we do. We build relationships and we do deals. And so if you guys do me a favor, when this is uploaded, if you like, comment, share, it doesn't cost you anything to add value. And I think so many people are resistant to press like on a post or a comment, and it helps whoever you need to do that as well. So very quickly around the horn, Francie, any final words for today? Final tips of advice you have for people?
What I would say is, in the world of, buying and selling businesses, M&A, there's so much opportunity out there. There's so many different businesses that you really do have the opportunity to buy, and it does work. But it's just like anything that works really well, anything that can be highly rewarding, it's not easy. And anyone that tells you it's easy is lying to you, because business is war. And if you're not ready for war, like it's not
I
easy.
like when people are like, no, business is not war. You haven't been in business.
Yep.
You haven't been in business.
It is, right? It is. But it's doable, but you gotta have the right team of people around you, or the mistakes that you make, because you're at the high, when you're in M&A, you're at the high stakes table, right? You've all seen it in the casino. There's usually someone with a velvet rope, and it is high stakes, and it is a lot of money that you are gambling with. And if you don't have the right people, you're basically gambling at the high stakes table, and there's a really, really, really high probability you're going to lose it all. So you got to have the right people around you, guiding you, working with you. Otherwise, you're going to make some really big mistakes that you really can't undo. And once that money is gone, that money is gone.
Last words, Dennis, very quick. That's why, I went to Francie first, because you had to think about it. If I had gone first.
No, I
was ready.
I'm just going to say that M&A is extremely hard, but you can learn the numbers. You can learn the acquisition game. You can learn how to evaluate companies, but you really need to focus on the people. The people, the diligence is everything, especially when you're doing roll-ups and buying multiple companies. That's multiple people, multiple cultures, have to integrate all of that and figure out how to actually assess it. Even just going back to what you said about the AI agency that you built, you did not sell franchises. You're giving people the opportunity to benefit from the exit. That's what hasn't been done, because nobody cared about anybody else but themselves in the roll-up. You're doing it and partnering
Always
up.
the bad guy, though. Always the bad guy. So thank you so much, everybody. That's my partner, Dennis. That's partner, Francie. My other partners are downstairs for Tommy Hilfiger. So is Dennis. It's going to be an amazing opportunity. Subscribe. Next Tuesday is AI. And next Thursday is this call again as well. Thank you so much. Make sure you pick up the book on Amazon and join for free. We've got surprises for all of you. Thank you and have a wonderful day. I'm on my way to go see the big guy, Tommy Hilfiger.